Today we are going to talk about, of course, the IELTS speaking test, right? So,
Yeah.
first of all, I think it's very important for you to know how the IELTS speaking test is um, formatted. What does it include? Do you have any information about the format of the IELTS speaking test?
Yeah, I know it has three parts, and part two is the most important because you have to describe three to 4 minutes about one thing or one place.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so let's go together. Uh, the test is about 11 to 14 minutes long, right?
Yes.
Yes, and it has three parts: part one, part two, and part three. Part one, do you know what does it include?
About general information.
Yes, there are questions about you for your like personal questions, and also there are everyday questions. So are questions related to an everyday topic. For example, it can be about family, about hobbies, traveling, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know how long is it?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, so the first part is about 4 to 5 minutes. Yes, that's right. Very good. And then we have part two, and you said is the most difficult part, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Why? Because you have to talk about a topic and you have to talk about maximum 2 minutes about this topic. And also, you have to mention all the points that are included in the topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then part three?
Part three is some questions about uh, the part two.
Yes, that's right. Questions about part two, but these times are more difficult than the question in part one. And these questions are made so they can test your ability to give opinions and to analyze.
I think is maybe it the most difficult part.
Yes, it's difficult. It's difficult. But okay, we'll go through it day by day and you will get better. Okay?
Yeah. So
Okay. Yes.
we will do all of three parts in one day, or we just go through part one first.
Of course, only part one. We cannot go through all the parts in one day.
Yeah.
It's better to go one part at a time. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so today we are going to stop at part one. So part one is 4 to 5 minutes long, and you will have to answer questions regarding an everyday topic.
Mhm.
So tell me some topics that can be included in part one.
The family activities,
Mm-hmm.
weather,
That's right.
places.
Okay. Family, yes. Traveling, maybe you'll have questions regarding your hobbies. What music do you listen? What movies do you watch? Okay, are you keeping notes?
Yeah, just wait a minute. Okay, I got it.
Okay. If you see it necessary, you can keep notes if you want.
Okay.
Okay, so now I am okay. One more thing before we continue with part one. Do you know how the examiner will give you the band based on what criteria? Do you know?
Be about cohesion or something like that, or the speed of speaking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are 4 points. They will test your fluency, how fluent you are in English, and coherence. So how logical your answers are. Do they follow a logical order? They will also test your lexical resource, that meaning your vocabulary. Is it a rich vocabulary or you use synonyms and expressions? And they will test your pronunciation, of course, and they will also test your grammar. Okay, do you have any question?
I got it.
You got it, perfect. Okay, let's continue with part 1. Okay, now I am going to share my screen with you, okay?
Yes.
Can you see?
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, so we have here 3 typical IELTS part 1 questions. And we have 3 answers. So we have to look at the answers and decide which are good and which are bad answers. Okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Can you read for me the first one, please?
I will read the first question and 3 answers, right?
Yes, yes.
Do you come from a small family or a large family? Large. There are my parents, me, and my 2 brothers and 2 sisters. B. Large. C. Large. There's my mother, Anna. She's a teacher. My father, Paul, is an engineer. I have 2 older brothers, Phil and Dave. They're at university. And then my 2 younger sisters, Chris and Helen. They are still at school.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, I think the good answer is C, because it gives more information about the candidate's family. And the bad answer is maybe B, because it just answer one word and and doesn't give any information, detailed information.
Yes. Okay. Of course, B is completely a wrong answer, a bad answer, because it's just an answer with one word. And this is not suggested in IELTS speaking test to give an answer only with one word. So let's stop at A and C. Now we have to decide between these 2, right? Okay, so what is wrong with answer A?
I think when you introduce your family, you have to told the other first, and at the end you will introduce yourself. So me will, I think it will be in the end of the sentence. Like there are my parents, my 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and me. I think so.
Okay, and about C, you think it's correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's stop at A. Sam, it is not necessarily that you put me at the end of the sentence, right? Even this sentence is correct. There are my parents, and we have comma, me, comma, and my 2 brothers and sisters. So the structure of the sentence is correct, okay? And let's stop at the question. Do you come from a small family or a large family? So what should your answer include? Is your family small or large, right?
Yes.
And do you think answer A includes that?
Yes, it has large. The answer.
Large, and then it explains there are my parents,
Mhm.
me, and my two brothers and sisters. Okay, and now we have answer C. Large, my father Paul is an engineer, and so on. What's this C?
Okay.
Anything
The next one is again.
one more time?
I can hear you.
Sam, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, okay. Do you think what is something that you see in answer C? Something in particular?
Maybe the answer is longer and it gives more detail uh, about one family member.
Yes, that's right. And also we notice that answer C is listing, right? Is listing. Is it listing first father, the mother, the father, the brother, and then the sister? So it gives a list of answers, right?
Yes.
And then we have information about each person.
Mhm.
It is suggested that in IELTS answers, you do not list things, okay? And because in this way, your answer is like mechanical. It's like you memorized it and it's not a natural response. So in this case, it's suggested that you answer the question. What is the question asking you? Is it a small family or a large family? And then you explain it. That's why answer A in this time is the correct answer. Because answer C is too long and it gives too much unnecessary information regarding the question.
Okay. Sometimes longer is not the best.
Yes, that's right. Very good, Sam. Okay, do you have any question?
Oh, I got it.
You got it. Perfect. Okay, so don't forget, it is suggested you do not list things, okay?
Mhm.
Your answer should be as natural as possible. Like you didn't memorize it before. I have a mother, I have a father, my mother is a nurse, my mother is a teacher, okay? You give a natural response.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Can we go on with question number 2?
Can you zoom it because it's I can see it clearly. Okay. What is the area like where you live? A is boring. There isn't anything to do. There are no shops or parks or cinemas or restaurants or discos or sports centers. B is boring. C is quite boring. There isn't much to do. No shops or cinemas or anything.
Okay, so can you choose the correct answer based on what we mentioned for the first question too?